X82's Reviews.
Hello and welcome to another episode of X82's Reviews. And in this episode I will review the action platformer game Ducktales. Woo! For the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES for short. Released in December 14, 1990 in Europe and developed by Capcom. Yes, that Capcom. The company that created Mega Man, Resident Evil, Strider, you know, all those really good games. Anyway, Ducktales was a commercial success, selling well over 1 million copies and getting the status of being one of the best NES games of all time. And also one of the best licensed games of all time. And I can agree with that. This game kicks so much ass after all these years. So, let's not delay this review any further and let's get this started. So let's start with the story of the game. You play as Scrooge McDuck, who, if you haven't watched any episode of DuckTales or read the comics, is the richest duck in the world. And you, as Scrooge, you have to get 5 treasures, which have been hidden in the Amazon, Transylvania, American mines, the Himalayas, and finally the moon, before Scrooge's rival, Flint-Heart Glamgold. Oh wow, that was a mouthful. Glamgold. And that's pretty much it. Collect the treasures, beat the final boss, which is some kind of Dracula duck thing, and raise Glamgold to the top of a pillar for the 5 treasures, and then you beat the game. The story is great, and it gives you the feeling that like you are playing an episode of the show. So it's kind of like South Park, the Stick of Truth. No wait, that game was like playing a whole season of South Park, but this is just an episode. Okay, yeah, oh, well, it's kind of like South Park, the Stick of Truth. And you meet some familiar characters from the show, like the Beagle Boys, Magic and the Spell, one of my favorites, Launchback McQuack, hands down everybody's favorite from the show, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, just to name a few. So yeah, it is great. I like it. Even though it doesn't get a lot of spotlight in the game, the story is still great. Now for the presentation. The game looks absolutely beautiful for NES standards. The graphics are really colorful and really well detailed, but there are some color mistakes in the game. Like for example, the color of Scrooge's jacket is red in the game, even though it should be blue, and the color of the Beagle Boys shirt is white, even though it should be red. But those things are not that important, just the little flaws that I noticed. Now let's talk about the music, which was composed by Hiroshige Tonomura. It is fucking awesome! I mean, oh my god! The music in Ducktales is so good! There is not a single track that sucks. My favorite music track from the game is the legendary Moon theme, which you can hear in the background, and the best 8-bit rendition of the Ducktales theme song, which will never leave your head once you hear it. So yeah, the presentation is really good. Now for the gameplay. Like the presentation, it is also really good. The controls are so fluid and works really well. This is how the game works. You pick one of the 5 stages and you can pick any stage you want, by the way. You go around jumping on enemies and with your cane and collecting treasure. And by the way, again, you can use your cane as a golf club or a pogo stick, which is fucking awesome. Then you go and beat the stage boss at the end of the stage and collect stage's treasure, and that's it. If this game reminds you of Mega Man, well, you're not that far, because Keiji Inafune himself was one of the artists of this game, and yes, it does feel a little bit like Mega Man, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because I like Mega Man, so yeah, I like the gameplay very much. Now for the length. This is the aspect where this game falls on its face. Because you can beat this game in under an hour. 2 hours at max with the hardest difficulty and finding the 2 hidden treasures. But there are 3 different endings. But you have to glitch the game to get the worst ending, so there's that. But there's... I don't know. The length is a little bit of disappointing, but the game is still fun. So, I don't know, you decide if the length is worth of the purchase or not. I don't know. Well, you can always emulate it, but I don't recommend emulating the game. So, it is time for the final verdict. Ducktales for the NES gets 8 out of 10. The game was awesome back then, and it is still awesome after all these years. If only the game was a little bit longer, then it could have been full 10 out of 10 potential, but it's still a really good game, and I will highly recommend to find a copy of it. So, until next time, this is X82 saying goodbye for now, and I will see you on the next review. Bye bye! Hey, thanks for watching my review of Ducktales for the NES. If you'd like to see more of my reviews, click that like button, share this on social medias, and of course subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my reviews. And also I will put some links on the end slide so you can check those reviews out. One of them is a review of Splatoon for the Wii U. One of them is a review of Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, and also one of them is a review of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES, and one of them is a review of Kingdom Hearts 2 for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So bye for now.